We've got to develop more energy in this country, and we should be exploring in areas of the country that have been off limits. We ought to be building more refineries. Let's take a second look at nuclear power, clean coal technology, and real renewable energy. There's a power plant over in Portsmouth owned by PSNH that when I was in the legislature, I wrote legislation with others that enabled them to switch from an old coal-fired dirty boiler to a new wood-fired generation facility. That's the kind of thing that we should be doing, not subsidizing ethanol and not raising taxes on energy. That's one reason, and that's what Congress is doing, why we're likely to see $3.50 gas by Memorial Day. I fought for border security. What I've seen from Congress more recently is that they want to open the gates to an easier access for people that are in this country illegally to get benefits, housing, health care, Social Security. I don't think that's the right answer. On health care, we all know the price of health care is way too high. It's a real kitchen table issue. People are vitally concerned about it. But the debate in Washington is whether we're going to have the government run our health care system or not. Well, I would ask you, when has the government ever done something more effectively than the free market system? Some of you, I'm sure, have read P.J. O'Rourke. He said it best: wait till you see how expensive something is when it's free. So what I want to do is fight to lower the cost of health care. And there's several things that we should do to do that. We need to get frivolous lawsuits out of doctors' offices and the threat of them forcing doctors to practice defensive medicine. We need to allow small business owners, and I was one, to be able to negotiate across state lines to get Walmart-like discounts from insurers. If you can find a healthcare policy in another state that better suits your needs, you shouldn't be blocked by federal law from being able to purchase it, especially if you can save money. Full deductibility of healthcare costs, the ability to take your healthcare with you when you switch jobs, full and complete disclosure of medical costs before you pay for them, expanded health savings accounts, all of these lower the cost of healthcare. But if you want to see how a government-run healthcare system works and people running away from government-run healthcare system, just look at Canada, where they're coming to the United States because of rationing of care. And lastly, on the issue that to me is the most important, why when I was in Congress I asked to serve on the Veterans Committee and the Armed Services Committee. We have got to defend and protect our great country. I went to Iraq 3 times. I had the chance to talk to a lot of New Hampshire troops, people that General Simeone would have had under his command. And they told me of the progress that was being made. Very difficult progress, of course. I think we all know that. When I came back, I made sure to vote for better pay, better benefits, and the resources that they need, our troops need, while they're in harm's way. That's very different than a lot of people in Washington today who are unwilling to vote for the resources for our troops in harm's way. I pledge to you, I will go back to Washington and change that. And I'll continue my work on veterans' health care. My amendments to the budget increased needed dollars for the veterans' health care lines. We kept the Manchester VA emergency room open by working together and opened a new outpatient clinic in Somersworth. My friends, these were my priorities, and I would argue that they're New Hampshire priorities, and they're not, I don't believe, being met right now by Congress in Washington. And that's why I want to go back. And I need your help, obviously, to do it. I know the difficulties of a long and arduous campaign. We've just been through the presidential primary season. You're probably sick and tired of people like me interrupting the Red Sox-Yankees game and telling you why you should vote for me. But I'm asking for your vote. I'm asking for your support. We've got all sorts of cards here that you can help us with your contact information if you want to get involved in this campaign, or take a bumper sticker, sign up for a sign location, any number of things that would be very helpful to my efforts. And if we work together, we're going to restore those kind of values to Washington. I pledge to you to do that. I can't tell you and thank you enough of the honor that it was to serve in Congress for 4 years. I know what that meant every day, and I thank you for that, and I'm looking forward to being able to do it again. And there may be a couple of questions.